All right, good morning, everyone. It's
Dave and Sebs in the morning.
Today we're going to be talking about micro minerals. Covering a few topics, why they're good for you, what are micro minerals, what are trace minerals, things of that. On what are macro minerals and how are they different from trace minerals? So macro minerals are going to be the minerals that your body needs in large amounts. Kind of think of them as the big minerals inside of your body. And obviously they differ from trace minerals because just off the simple fact of grams versus milligrams. So trace minerals are going to be those slightly different minerals that your body needs like in smaller quantities. So they're not as necessary. Your body still does need them, just not as often and not as high in grams. Caller number 2, thank you for the call, Jess. Let's go over some macro minerals for you. So the top macro mineral is going to be calcium, assists in building stronger bones and also your teeth. Phosphorus works with calcium to help build bones and teeth, also assists in energy production. Magnesium, that's going to help support muscle and nerve function. Sodium, very important for fluid balance, muscle contraction, but also keep in mind that too much can raise your blood pressure. So just be careful when you're messing around with sodium. You got potassium, helps regulate fluid balance. It's important for nerve signals and can prevent cramps. You're gonna find that in a lot of bananas. So eat your bananas daily, everyone. We got chloride, works with sodium to keep potassium kind of like balanced within your body. And then last one but not least is gonna be sulfur. Helps your body make certain proteins and enzymes and is also very important for
Angel, for this next question, we're on the topic of key nutritions. Why is calcium, phosphorus, and magnesium, etc., considered macro? They are considered macro because when you eat these foods that contain these minerals, they are needed in large amounts, which is also compared to trace minerals.
Thank you, Jess, for the call. I know we had some confusion on what exactly are the key minerals or key nutrients. So let's go ahead and just kind of overview them for you. So at first, we're gonna have calcium that assists with stronger bones, stronger teeth. Phosphorus works with calcium to help assist in those strengthening of those bones and teeth, but it also can assist in energy production for your body. Magnesium supports muscle and nerve function. Sodium, it's very important for your fluid balances, like internally in your body. Potassium helps kind of like reduce cramps, also assists in fluid balance and important for nerve signals. Chloride works with sodium and potassium to keep fluids balanced. And then sulfur kind of helps reduce those protein and enzymes that you need.
For this next question, we're on a new topic, functions. This question is, what roles do these minerals play in the body? Each of these minerals play a lot of different roles, for which calcium plays a crucial role for your bones and teeth formation. Phosphorus plays for your metabolism, energy transfer, and nucleic acid synthesis. Magnesium plays for over 300 enzymatic reactions. Sodium and potassium plays for cellular functions like your nerve transmission and muscle traction, and etc.
Thank you, Jack, for the call. We're gonna be going over what do minerals support, like what exactly do they support. I feel like with minerals or macronutrients, there's specifically 4 main things that they support. It's gonna be muscles, bones, hydration, and performance. I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna go ahead and give you one macronutrient that supports each one of these functions, and then I'm also gonna further describe what the function does. So first, starting off, calcium. Obviously, we talked about it earlier. It helps strengthen those bones and teeth within your body. I feel like this is especially important in older folks. As you get older, your bones are going to get weaker, and calcium is going to be what you need to keep those bones nice and strong. Number 2 is going to be magnesium. So this is going to help you with your muscles. It's going to help relax your muscles after you did such activity. It's going to help relax them. And what that does is prevents cramps, prevents muscle spasm, all that good stuff. Next, we have sodium. So what sodium is gonna do is it's gonna go ahead and tie with potassium and chloride. So when you tie all those together, you get something called an electrolyte, and this is gonna be very important for our function of hydration, staying hydrated. Make sure that every day you're drinking your water and your hydration. Obviously, you don't wanna be dehydrated, you don't wanna be sick, you don't wanna be feeling tired, and sodium is gonna be what you need to regulate that. And then for final, we have performance. So I feel like all of the macronutrients play a role in performance, but specifically in this case, we're going to talk about iron and how iron cells carry oxygen in the red blood cells and to muscles to help you feel more awake, feel more alive, and overall just perform better whenever you are doing said event.
Thank you, Angela, for this next question. We're on a new topic, deficiency. The question is, what happens when athletes don't get enough of these minerals? All right, well, what happens is you get like muscle cramps, you get a whole bunch of imbalances, your sleep will be messed up, like muscle cramps and like, yes, I could provide some examples, like muscle cramps in your legs, your arms, even like spots like your neck, and some imbalances are some like you don't get enough sleep, your emotions are out of whack, like you could be mad one day and upset the next. Those are like some prime examples. And what happens if athletes don't get enough? What happens is like they could collapse, they could lose like times, like memory, like they could be on a field and the next they're in the hospital and they don't even know what happens.
And also something that's important to remember is that these nutrients, like when your body takes them in, it's using them at high rates, especially when you're an athlete. So it's important to make sure like, oh yeah, I hydrated before the game, but you need to hydrate before the game, you need to hydrate during the game, and you need to hydrate after the game. Because like you said earlier, say that I only hydrate before the game, I go to the game, I start sweating, my body's sweating out all those nice, good electrolytes that I just put into my body to stay hydrated. Guess what? Now those are all gone. So here comes after the game. I didn't drink no water all game. Now I'm feeling tired. I'm feeling weak. I'm nauseous. I'm throwing up because of those electrolyte imbalances within your body. Like this is something that needs to be taken more serious amongst more athletes. And like hydration is only one of them. There's more things that can happen to your body. Okay, so our next caller, Angelo, he wants to know what food sources should he be eating or drinking on the daily basis as an athlete himself to give his body those micro or macronutrients that he needs to keep performing at his highest abilities and just feel good overall. So my suggestion to you is going to be to eat a lot of fruits and vegetables pre-game. You know, before you go into a sporting event, you want to make sure that you have something nice and light, but you also want to make sure that you're giving your body the proper nutrients that it needs to perform. So I really personally, I like to eat a lot of bananas before I stretch because as we mentioned earlier, a lot of those bananas have the calcium that you need to give that muscle that kind of like relaxation that you need. So when I'm stretching, I don't feel no type of cramps ever because I always make sure that I have a lot of that. And also something that's overlooked a lot of the time within like the sports community, I feel like, is I think that a lot of people need to start worrying more about hydration and not so much about sports drinks. Like of course, you have the Gatorade and all the energy drinks, like that's what a lot of kids nowadays are using before games, but I feel like there's easier and better methods to get those nutrients that you need. Like for example, a lot of people, they make the excuse that, oh, like I'm drinking this Gatorade because I need my electrolytes. Well, no, that's not necessarily true because there's better options. Like you can drink some all natural vegetable V8 juice. Like, yeah, it might not be like eating the same thing as a normal vegetable, but hey, if that's what you need to get what you need, then you have to do it regardless of the task. And some more food sources that you can eat, maybe a little bit heavier meal, something that's high in protein. You know, you want to make sure that you are getting the protein that you need to build those muscles. You want to make sure that you're getting the calcium that you need to strengthen those muscles, and strengthen those bones, and strengthen those teeth. You also want to make sure that you are resting, you are getting that sleep that you need to keep performing.